Hello, this is Felichi Pangilinan Buizon, and I will read to you a wonderful story about a girl named Regina. I love this story, and I used to tell it to my kids when they were still small. But before I get to that, I'm doing this in support of PAG-ASA sa Pagbasa. It is an ongoing book drive to provide Filipino families with educational resources for their K 12 learners during this pandemic. We invite you to partner with PAG-ASA sa Pagbasa to ensure that education will continue for those who are in need by donating free storybooks, textbooks, value-oriented materials, school supplies, and workbooks. Just check the links to know how to donate or how to avail of these free resources. Pag-asa sa Pagbasa also aims to promote reading not just as a tool for literacy, but also to foster stronger family relationships within our homes. I honestly believe that sharing a good book fosters deep connections. We hope that through these free resources, we are able to send this message. You are not alone in this journey. So here we go. The title of the book is Regina's Big Mistake by Marissa Moss, published by Houghton Mifflin Books. Everyone in Mrs. Lee's class got a piece of paper. Everyone was supposed to draw a jungle or a rainforest. That meant Regina too. Regina stared at the big blank piece of paper in front of her. Her fingers froze on her crayon. Where should she begin? Stuart had already drawn two trees thick with leaves. There you go. Nathalie was concentrating on a fierce lion. All around Regina, jungle sprouted up, but her paper stayed blank. "What are you making?" joked Joshua. "An invisible jungle? Ha!" Regina blushed. She hunched over her paper and lightly touched it with the tip of her crayon. She started to draw a jungle flower. She drew one petal, then another. But the second petal was bigger than the first one. Regina groaned. "A mistake!" She tried to erase the second petal, but crayon doesn't erase, and she tore the paper instead. She crumpled it up quickly before anyone could see her ugly mistake. "What happened to your drawing?" asked Mrs. Lee. "I made a mistake," Regina mumbled. "Well, try to draw around it next time," said Mrs. Lee. "You're wasting paper." Regina smoothed her new piece of paper. Anything was possible as long as it was empty. But somehow her hand could never draw what she saw in her head. Stuart's jungle was almost finished now, full of strange ripe fruits and colorful birds. Natalie's lion stalked an antelope. Regina wanted to cry. She could never draw anything so beautiful. "Almost done?" asked Mrs. Lee. 10 more minutes." Regina picked up a brown crayon. She had to draw something. Carefully, she started to draw a tree like Stuart's. "Hey, don't copy me," he growled. "I'm not," said Regina, and she quickly drew 3 big branches on her tree. But those heavy branches made her tree look funny. Regina bit her lip. Was this another mistake? Could she draw around it like Mrs. Lee said? She looked again at the jungles growing around her. It's not a mistake. I can fix it, muttered Regina. She started to draw a lion under the tree. Copycat, said Nathalie with a sneer. I am not, Regina gulped. My lion is different from yours. And she quickly drew a tongue hanging out of the lion's mouth. There, can you see it? My lion's thirsty, said Regina. He needs water. So she drew a lake, then a frog, some fish, and a duck to go in the lake, and some flowers alongside it. The jungle grew and grew until it filled the paper. Regina smiled. All her jungle needed now was a sun. She carefully drew a yellow circle, but the crayon wobbled and the circle had a dent in it. I've ruined it, she cried, just when it was getting good. No more paper, warned Mrs. Lee. You'll have to make the best of it. Yeah, joked Joshua. Just pretend it's a very lumpy banana. Regina looked hard at that wobbly circle. It wasn't a sun, but it wasn't a lumpy banana either. Suddenly, she recognized what it was. It was a moon. She drew a face in her moon and surrounded it with stars and comets and a purple-black sky. Wow, said Stuart. What a great idea! A jungle at night. I wish I'd thought of that, said Natalie. Mrs. Lee tacked all the pictures up on the wall. Good work, Regina, she said, smiling. I love your moon. There. This is Emma's, Louise, Joshua's, Natalie's, Stuart's, and Regina. The jungles glowed with their bright colors. Each one was different. Each one was beautiful. And even with all her mistakes, Regina thought hers was perfect.